Amazing. I was talking to my friend Dreeft when I showed him this unique missile. Basically, when it launches, it will go in a straight direction until it hits something, and then explodes. And he asked me, could I make it pop up from a silo? Well, originally I thought, well, yes, you could, but it'd be very difficult. So that's what I tried today. And I succeeded. That's right. I made a missile pop up from the ground and then get launched, with as simple as 3 easy button presses. Let's get into it. First I'm going to show you tests from me building the machine, then I'm going to show you how the machine works, and I'm going to show you the machine in action. If you want to skip to different parts, then you can use the chapters in the description. Begin tape! This is test 1 of the Big Boom machine. Lots of slime. Basically, this is a missile which, once used all these 3 gears, will hopefully climb out of this silo and blow up that wall over there. And let's hope this works. So, gear 1. This pushes that. Test 2 of the bomb machine. Basically fixed it so there's no more TNT on the back of these, which was probably what was causing the actual machine to stop, because of certain mechanics to do with TNT and crashing into each other, which would not have worked, although this now should definitely work, as every piece is now properly functioning. And if it doesn't work, I'm seriously going to give up. And as you know, we've got our 3 gears. So let's begin gear 1. This should now work. I've also moved this up here, so now there won't be so much of a problem. That's going to be a problem. Right, this is test 4. Welcome back. We've got our 3 gears, as you know. I'm going to grab that redstone because that's not relevant to the actual thing. So, as you know, gear 1, once I press this, this will launch all of this to come up and get lined up. Gear 2 over here will then retract these pistons to take away the bottom pistons which are stopping the machine from launching, and also to give the machine its detonation items. And then gear 3 is to launch the engines, so it then pushes over there. If this works on time 4, wow, can't believe that. Gear 1. All going well so far? Nothing's wrong? Except for that, which I don't think has launched. Ah, that's not a sticky piston, okay. We're on 5. 5? Is it 5? Test 5. Okay, test 5. We got our machine working. I fixed the heighting issue with that. Also gone down and fixed all the machines and how they actually properly function. I've added, you know, my pistons there. I've also changed the TNT layout, so now it's 5 TNT. It's a bit more awkward. It's bigger, but at the same time, I don't want to complain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that should, when I say should, I mean should be fine. Should. Right, okay, right. Let's stop doing this. You know the drill. Gear 1. Ah, that bud powers. I need double. What test is this? I think it's test 9 or 10. I don't really know. I've taken away the block here, and I'm going to put this in manually because I just want to make sure this works first. Basically, what happened is, because I really failed there, there was a slime block here and a TNT here, and basically this was getting caught on this, and that couldn't push because it was carrying all these blocks. So now that that's gone, that should be moving functionally perfectly. So, as we know how to do, gear 1. I love replay mod. It really helped me there. Then I want to do gear 2. Right, then I just want to put this block here. I don't know why that's happening. I'm going to figure that out in the next test if this works properly. And gear 3. And what's happened here? Replay mod. Test 11, I think it is. We have gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, you know the drill, we have all of these here. We have our machine, and as you can see I've changed this a bit, and I've changed this, so now it's a honey block. I've just changed everything around so it works better. I'm not going to go too much into detail because I changed quite a bit, and it's quite complicated, so I'm just going to go gear 1. Gear 1 should be completely working, this is probably the one I have the most problems with. Right, gear 2 should still be fine. The double piston extenders aren't that much of a problem. And then that puts the TNT there. I'm going to put myself I didn't actually put this in last time, I don't think. Now, gear 3. That's gear 2. I was wondering why I didn't go. Right. Oh my... No. It's not. Are you seeing this? It's going. All I need to do is add the redstone block in, and then it's done. And then I've actually created the missile silo. Only on number 11. Oh, come on. Hit it. I want to see it blow up. This is probably not the most efficient design, but at the same time, I wanted it to go up. These are going to be a problem. No, they're not. They're not going to be a problem. That's fine. And then when I hit the wall... Ah, yes! Attempt 13. This is machine here. You've got your 3 gears, of course. I've just made this one lower because I was really stupid on number 12. I really don't actually know what's happening there. Anyway, time for the missile. Gear 1. Still so satisfying to me to see this. Right. Gear 2. What? It works? Ah. Works? Okay. Okay. Gear 3. What? Is it... Wait, no way. No way this is working. There's no way this works completely automatically in 3 gears. I could literally move it to 2. Prepare and launch. Oh my goodness. Huh. Yes! I'm back, because it turns out I'm actually not the best I could, because I just thought of an amazing method. I could actually get the engine to pop out as well. Which, if this were to work, would be absolutely insane. This is test number 1 of the landing gear, the engine, which is now down here, which should hopefully all be working. Once I just realised I didn't actually... Okay, that's going to be an issue instantly. Okay, time for this. We've got... This time, all pieces of should be lifted up. Our landing gear should now be fixed. Gear 1. Still satisfying all of that. Oh, that's actually going up. That was what I didn't believe. That's going to be a problem. Test unimaginable number, so I'm just going to start with 10. I have no clue. Yeah, time to go. Gear 1. I don't remember what I did. Gear 2. I apologise, gear 2. That's what I need to do on that one. Test 12. I fixed, hopefully, what I've done wrong. Completely taken apart that, because that is terrible, awful. Anyway, gear 1. I know this part works. If it doesn't work, I'll be surprised, because I worked really hard on that part. Right, gear 2. Right, this should work now, as I said. This is test 13, I think. So, gear 1, still quite satisfying. Yeah, right. Gear 2. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm so confident that this number 17 is going to work. I'm deleting all my stuff, literally everything. I'm going to keep my wooden axe because I don't want to lose that because I've got world edit enabled. This is my wall, this is my machine. It's expensive as, and last time I had the worst luck because I just forgot 2 blocks, which now are back on, so gear 1. Whoa, that glitched out a bit. Yeah, should all be fine though. No, it should really glitch out. Gear 2. Did I set it up perfectly? This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work, but I might as well fire it. No! It does work! The engine can pop out of the floor! Oh no! Come on, come on, come on. Come on, this beautiful beast. I think what we've done here today is astonishing. What we've done has just proved a miracle. Oh, so satisfying. Oh, and I can even recycle some parts of the machine as well. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, and this. This was surprisingly harder to make, because I had to make the engine appear as well. But this is... we can literally repeat this as far as we want. We can repeat this tenfold. We can make this 10 times the explosion, 100 times the explosion, literally as much as we want. It's all so simple now. We've got it, we've done it. We did it. We did it. The engine popped out from the floor. Can't believe it. We did it. We did it, everyone. We did it. Here we are now. This is after all the tapes. This is the original machine here. Basically, I want to go through how this works, because you've just seen a bunch of tapes about me trying to build this machine here from this entire machine to pop out of the ground, arm itself, and then fire into any building or resource. And after this, I'm going to literally... I could rebuild this wherever I wanted to, in fact. This is not hard to rebuild at all. It's very expensive. Well, it's hard to rebuild, but it's very expensive. And basically, if you didn't understand from what I was doing, we have 3 gears here, which are weirdly ordered, but that can be easily changed. So I can put gear 1, 2, and 3. Gear 1 here is basically what this does is this sends a signal down to this area here, and this fires these piston activators to push up the engine, the detonation device, and each of the different sections, explosion sections, and lifts them all up to this line here until they reach the obsidian. And then in gear 2, basically what that does is that goes around here, and this takes away the pistons from down here, which are connected to these, which basically just stop the machine from flying, which just stops it. Basically what it does is it stops the machine from taking off with the arms. I want to detach the arms. Well, I mean arms, I mean these things here. They basically push up the machine. The things that push up the machine, I want to detach them from the actual machine, and I also want to put the redstone block here and the TNT block here, because I cannot do that from here. You would think I could, but no, it's not physically possible. Not without having to build a machine that takes away slime blocks, and even then that's just very impractical. Which, I mean, that could work, actually. It could work, but even then that would be a triple piston extender, and that's not going to happen without some issues. And yeah, so then what happens is these take away the detection here. These actually only take the piston with them, which is fine. So these don't actually need to be detached because it's just fine. Basically I did this because the thing is with this, I put it between... This is the engine, so basically when this detects something, it'll fire off in this direction. And when this detects something, it'll fire off in this direction. But basically what I did was I put the obsidian here so it didn't fire off in either direction, only until the top where there's a 2-block gap here. But currently stopping it because there is honey here, which the piston could push the honey, and if it pushes more than 12 blocks it can't push anything at all. Which means I have made it, so basically what happens is, it will push these honey blocks, which will push this slime block, which will push all these honey blocks. This is probably over excessive, but you know, I like to make big machines. And basically, this here, because honey blocks and slime blocks don't connect to each other, I can push and pull these from next to each other, but this piston, for the piston down there, for that to push this, it would need to push this forward, and that counts as a block. So although they don't stick together, it still pushes a block, like one of these blocks. These don't stick. But no, they do stick to it, but basically these two don't stick. So this piston here will take these 4, because it's not sticking to this slime block. And basically when it pulls it across, then the piston over here can finally allow to push, and then this piston can allow to push. Then what gear 3 is simply to just activate it. So it activates a small delay. So, no, sorry, a pulse extender. Get my words wrong. It activates a pulse extender, which then just pushes this piston. Because if it was instant, it could mess up the observers. Although it's very unlikely, it could possibly do that, and I wanted to be safe, so that's how it is. And then this piston activates the engine, and off it goes. And the actual machine itself is pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure you've seen this everywhere. But I bet you've never seen one that comes purely from the ground. And the thing is, you may say that this counts as the machine, but no, this is the setup machine. This is the machine that builds the machine. The actual missile itself does come from the thing, and the best part is about this, I don't know if I said this in any of the tapes, but I can extend this as far as I want. Each one of these by itself is its own. Each one of these is basically its own machine component, and I can repeat this redstone line as far as I want. So I just need to rebuild one of these every single time, and it keeps on pushing to that direction. So that's how I just do it. That's how it works. I just keep pushing to the same direction all the way over there until I have as much as I want, or as much as I can physically have. Now, I'm not going to make a tutorial for this, because building this was big enough of a pain for me by myself, let alone actually doing a tutorial on it, which would seriously waste my time and energy. But to show you it is possible in Minecraft, yes, a missile silo is possible in Minecraft, one where it actually pops out from the silo and launches all by itself. The worst part is that these 3 gears, they're not necessary. They can be redone with a bit of timing to only have a singular button press. Honestly, though, if I'm thinking about it logically, I would only put gear 1 and 2 together. I wouldn't have them all in one button, because gear 1 would be the complete setup, and then gear 3 would be to fire, because you don't want it to, like, set up and fire at the same time, not, like, instantly. Although you could do that if you wanted to. It just takes some repeater delays, probably a couple of pulse extenders. It would... yeah, it would work. The issue with this machine, there is one major issue, and that's you have to be within render distance of the machine. If it exits your render distance, then the machine will stop and explode. So you have to consistently be by it, but at the same time, if you wanted to launch it, you could just stand on top of it and watch as you travel to your enemy, and then just jump off with an elytra or something and get away before it explodes and kills you. But yeah, it could go basically as far as you want, as long as you have the big enough render distance. And the thing is also, it can go as deep as you want. So this thing could be another 200 blocks in the ground, and it just rises up to this area. Because this section here and this section here are completely separate areas, because you've got Gear 1 and Gear 2. Gear 2 focuses on this here, and Gear 1 focuses on this here. So you could have this redstone wire down here, going as far down as possible to activate all this, to come up, and then have this activated up here. And of course, that's incredible. It's just incredible to think about. But just as to prove it to you, I'm going to give you a nice shot of the machine being launched. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And remember, you want to make maybe a hole in here. So like if you were to actually launch this, what you'd want to do is you'd want to like maybe carve out a bit of a hole, maybe put a couple of TNT in the hole like here, and then explode this out so the machine can go directly in and then explode from the inside out, which would be really well how you do it. It'd be an incredible thing to do. And it would be completely very safe as well, because if you just put lots of TNT around here, people who are near you could simply just destroy the TNT before you could ever activate it. But this is just coming in hot and you have no clue what's going on. And then you just plant a couple of TNT here, boom, this goes in, explodes from the inside, and that was only 3 slithers. That's only as much as 12 TNT, and look at this! It's incredible. You may be asking yourself, why would I do this? Because you could create an amazingly massive and ultra-powerful machine without having it come up off of the floor, and have so much more destruction than this, with so fewer resources. Well, first of all, in reality, you never see a missile just come up from... just be built straight on. You see it come up from the ground and then fire, so it becomes much better. Second of all, you could have sand and signs over here, then have torches all the way down here. So so you could destroy one of the signs, all the sand would fall and it would be unleashed, which would look incredibly cool and hide your machine. And third of all, I'm doing it for style points. I mean, if you see a massive missile come towards you, you're like, oh no, that looks insane. What the hell? What's going on here? But when you see this thing pop out of the ground and then launch, then you're like, what? What is happening here? So that's what I did. And just as a proof of concept, I've got myself an even bigger machine, because this is only 3 slithers. This here is 8. And this will be incredibly powerful once actually done. Do you want to launch it? Let's get into that then. This tunnel here is just made to show what I mean by if the machine goes inside. Because once the machine goes inside here, it will cause absolute destruction. Because that's just on the face. This is actually inside. Because realistically, a building would have a hollow inside, or at least something close to that. It caused massive destruction even if there wasn't this massive hole, but still. I still want to prove how much it would cause. And of course, you would probably do it towards a building or something, because why would you create this if you weren't going to do it for styling on someone, or destroying them in style? But yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I've also made these a bit better now, so it's now in order. So, sorry, I just had issues with my mouse. See, there's so much going on. It's even glitching. I mean, that's not a thing with the thing. That's just straight up rendering issues, because there's so many pistons moving at the same time. But it is working, no matter how glitchy it looks. It is definitely working. I don't know why it's glitching this bad. It shouldn't be. It might be because of rendering. And here we are. Actually, a bit disappointing. I think, to be fair, most of it blew up by itself here. Still a substantial amount of damage, considering the hole was like this big around here, and it was only 7x7. If it was 5x5, it probably would have been bigger. Oh, it is 9x9. I should have made it 7x7. Oh, well, it doesn't matter now. It's still incredibly powerful, and just think of how much you could achieve with this. It's basically for the style. It's not much for the destruction purposes. If you wanted, you'd have an absolute beast of a machine. But yeah, that's proof of concept. I can basically blow things up in style now. I didn't actually have the final thing because I missed out that. Of course. Did exactly the same thing I did on my first test. I forgot to make that sticky piston. Anyway, that's 7, not even 8. That's 7, and that's not even optimized properly because I can add so much more TNT to each of these. There's so much going on here. Also, andesite has pretty high resistance to TNT. I probably should have chosen a better block like dirt, because andesite has pretty high resistance. But yeah, that's my proof of concept. That's what it should be. Well, it's what it might as well be. And yeah, that's how it works. Pretty cool. Is it practical? No. Is it stylish? Absolutely. Is it a proof of concept? Yeah. It's basically just trying to prove that you can have a missile come up from an area underneath, because I've never seen this been done before, and with a bit of optimization, you could probably have yourself a pretty powerful machine. I'd love to see what other people would do with this. if you want, I'll leave a link to. I'll leave a world download down below in the description, and I'll show you all this. It is insanity. It is an amazing machine that really, really works. And that's it for me. Goodbye, everyone.